You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show.
Broadcasting live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Time, exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
This is sports talk for the people.
Follow Stewart Media and Entertainment right now on Facebook to stay connected and locked in for upcoming events like the Couples and Cocktail Series, viewing parties, and much, much more. Up next, get ready to ride raw with the Doug Stewart Show.
This is sports talk with hot sauce, Texas Pete hot sauce, the Doug Stewart Show.
Exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
Yes! Let me tell you about Travel by Stats. Travel by Stats delivers premium travel packages and provide excellence by focusing on assuring that their tour itinerary is clear. For destinations they've never taken, they even take the trip in advance of the actual one you're about to take. This ensures everybody has a great experience. They've been around since 1988 and have been operating here in Atlanta since 2000, starting from the ground up, but they now boast of a team operating in 5 states. Travel by Stats not only specializes in Caribbean destinations, they also provide a variety of reasonable, cost-efficient events by land, air, or sea. One of their big things is sports travel for football fanatics who live in Metro Atlanta. That's the fun way to go anyway. Here's some of their upcoming list of events. Giants at Cowboys, Falcons at Giants, Falcons at Cowboys, Cowboys at Saints, Patriots at Cowboys, and many, many more. Contact them at 855-266-6675, extension 700, for the owner, Maritza Wilmer. Again, that's 855-266-6675, extension 700. If you mention my name, Doug Stewart, you'll receive an extra 10% off your package. Travel by Stats. Where they don't sell travel, they sell fun.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Doctor, this is the mayor talking.
All right.
Doctor,
Come on, what?
always do the right thing.
If you came here to hear for fake, you are in the wrong place. We are for real around here. We keeps it real. This is the Doug Stewart Show, the livest, the realest, the trillest sports talk show in America. Are you not entertained? This is Sports Talk with Hot Sauce, Texas Pete Hot Sauce, the Doug Stewart Show. Yes! Game time. Yes, sir. What's happening? Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. This is a fantastic, freaky Football Friday. Thank you so much for joining your boy. And oh boy, we got a lot of great stuff we're going to get into today, as we do every single day, man. But today is extra special, man. Thank you so much for joining your boy once again on the Doug Stewart Show. Bring it back one more time. Bring it back. 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 So my best friend in the world, the great Bubba Bryant, we used to be on the playground playing basketball, and he'd shoot up a three, nothing but net, and he'd just scream out, bring it back. Bring Bring it back. Yeah, playing one-on-one basketball, man. Thank you for joining your boy on the Doug Stewart Show. Oh, fantastic, freaky, funny Friday with the Doug Stewart Show, man. Shouts out to all of the Stewies already in the chat room doing what they do. Shouts out to you all. Me and the studio audience are amped and ready to go. Shouts out to the new listeners to the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you for finding us. We've been doing a lot of new marketing over the last couple of weeks, so I know we got a ton of new listeners. The analytics show it. The show was growing by leaps and bounds. It's crazy, man. The little story that my boy Rodney Ho did on me and my brother coming back to radio this Saturday, which I'll talk more about that today, obviously, as well. That really, gave me a big spike in listeners and the numbers to the show because he posted a link in the article this past week in the AJC. And so a lot of people listen for the first time. And I've been talking about it, for the entire existence of this show, man. It's just tough to get the word out to people. And I'll go out somewhere, man, and somebody will stop me and I'll tell them, I've been doing the show for a year. And they'll be like, what? No, I didn't know. So it's just a transition. It's people are set in their ways and they turn on the radio in their car and that's it. And so, understanding how simple it is to listen to a radio show online, it's a process. And so that was a big spike in numbers. People right here in Atlanta didn't know that I was doing the Doug Stewart Show for the past year. So if you're locked in, man, thank you very much. The show is basically the two live stews, but it's one stew. Ryan is like Mr. Mom now, and he's like a soccer dad, and so he's got a new kid. As a matter of fact, my new niece, Morgan, is here. He just had his third kid a couple of weeks ago, and so he's busy. And so I do the show by myself, man, but it's basically an extension of the two live stews. And it's real. I mean, it's unfiltered. It's the Doug Stewart Show. So thank you very much for joining me. If you're new to the show, man, go to Spreaker.com and follow the show. Hit the follow button on Spreaker. Hit the follow button on Spreaker so whenever we do a live show or whenever we air another show, which we do on this network, this is the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, you'll be alerted, okay? You'll know that the show is going live on the network. So do that as well as hit the little chat button right there in that same section on the settings, and that will introduce you to a whole new world. Its inhabitants I call the Stewies, and I call it the fantasy island of guy chat. Yes! Yes, we got the craziest, most energetic, most phenomenal bananas chat room in America. I'm telling you. A couple of times we've gone over 2,000 messages in the chat room, so it's like a family in there. Once again, it's real. And so make sure that you hit the chat button and get and be a part of the Doug Stewart Show. I read a lot of those messages throughout the show. That's why I say it's the most interactive show in America. And so get down with the Doug Stewart Show chat room, and you won't be sorry. All right. So today on the show, we're going to talk a little bit about, obviously, I guess still a little bit of conversation out there about Tom Brady and Roger Goodell, players on the bubble in the NFL. Today they got to make cuts. I think the cuts have to be made by tomorrow. The 53-man roster in the NFL has to be made by tomorrow. Decisions on that. College football games last night, man. Praise God. College football is back. Yes, sir. Man, it was so good just to sit in my big-ass lazy boy in my basement last night, man, and flip back and forth between the games. Who'd you have? You had TCU taking on Minnesota. Vince's team fell a little bit short. Vince is one of the Stewies that's from Minnesota. He actually took pictures and put them up last night on his Facebook account. I mean, but come on, man, Vince. I mean, y'all Minnesota, man. Y'all don't really. I mean, I don't know. I don't ever remember Minnesota being good at anything. I mean, anything. Football, basketball, bless your heart. But y'all fought, gave TCU a run. And then you had, Michigan and Utah. I was flipping back and forth between the games. I tried to watch the first series of the Falcons. That was absolutely horrible. None of them guys going to be on the roster by tomorrow. that was just terrible. So I didn't watch any of the Falcons game, to be honest with you, even though we are based here in Atlanta. So it was great, man, just to sit back and watch some football last night. So we'll talk about that last night. Georgia Tech played. A couple of the home teams played. Shots out to Kennesaw State. We'll get into that a little bit later. And then we'll just do birthdays, and we'll read a lot of chat, and that's what we'll do today on the Doug Stewart Show. Oh, yeah. And if you haven't heard, Ryan Evan, my brother, is coming out of retirement, kind of, sort of. We are reprising the 2 Live Stews. If you've been under a rock somewhere, because it's pretty big news, or it has been pretty big news this week here in Atlanta. The Stews are coming back, man, 1 day a week, Saturday morning, 11 a.m. on 640 WGST. Praise his holy name. So it's in effect going to be the 2 Live Stews, the Doug Stewart Show, and the new 2 Live Stews on 640 WGST, so you can hear that right here in Atlanta. Super Orca big signal. Double the signal that we had at our last job. As well as you can hear the show simulcast on iHeartRadio. Okay, once again, so that's the 2 Live Stews. Tomorrow morning, the first show, 11 a.m., the first time Ryan's got behind a microphone in earnest in 3 years. And what was it, October? Yeah, next month will be 3 years. So it's going to be great, man. Make sure you tell your friends to tune in. And we're going to do what we're going to do. We're going to do what we're going to do. Yesterday, and if you heard me yesterday, I did like a promo segment on the Sully Show. And I said something to the degree about the reason why I moved to Atlanta was because Ryan was here and I came to the city and I like the city. You know, I'm a country boy and, I just wanted to come to Atlanta. And then I said something just, arbitrarily, just, instinctually. I says, I came here because Ryan was at Georgia Tech and because of Magic City. Tongue in cheek. And Sully looked at me and was like, come on now, Doug, this is a family station. I was like, oh, man, damn. So when he said that to me, I was like, oh, damn, it's real in the field. It's real. I really got to kind of remember that this is probably, once again, if you're not from Atlanta, you don't know this. This is probably the most conservative radio station in this city. Now, once again, we were trendsetters where we were on the last station we were on AM, doing the things that we did and talking the way that we talked. But this is even bigger than that. This station here is just like, Rush Limbaugh and, cats that historically, been a little bit different towards our type of show. So our show, I mean, you just heard. If you've ever heard our show, you know how we get down. We have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. Let's just put it like that. And his brothers talk and his banter and his barbershop talk. So, yeah, I got to remember, man, this is a different platform. Now, we're going to be us, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. We're going to be us. I mean, there's just no way around that. We're going to be us, but we're going to probably get a lot of side eyes the first couple of weeks before these people understand what's going on here. Yeah. It's all good in the hood, baby. It's a wrap. It's a done deal. The 2 Live Stews, man. Check us out tomorrow morning on 640 WGST. I kid, but shots out and thank you to WGST, 640 AM, iHeartRadio, and Bruce Hagen. Check him out at hagen-law.com. The benefactor to the 2 Live Stews coming back. All right, when we get back from the break, man, let's have a little bit of conversation. Not a lot, man. A little bit of conversation about all the fallout from Roger Goodell, from King Goodell getting his ass kicked again. He's looking like a fool, Shawty. Roger Goodell is looking like a fool. You see the title of the show. We'll talk about that up next on the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. In life, things happen, good and bad. And being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, What I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and number one independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! We're doing some huge things here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the Doug Stewart Show, and the biggest thing being broadcasting other shows. That's right, we're executive producing other shows and playing them on my network. You may have a fantastic show or podcast, but do you have listeners? We got listeners. Over 9,000 followers to the Doug Stewart Show on the Spreaker platform, as well as over 200,000 plus listens to the network itself. So here's what you do. Go to Fiverr.com, that's Fiverr.com, and search the Doug Stewart Show or Stewart Media and Entertainment and get all the details. Or just hit up the producer, Tree, at Tree@theDougStewartShow.com. That's spelled Trei. Tree@theDougStewartShow.com, and come and do business with us on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yes!
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt. Specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your number one advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Y'all got a little preview of that during a damn commercial, but it's okay. It's all right. Yeah, this is a fantastic, funky, freaky Football Friday, and you are locked and loaded into the Doug Stewart Show. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. I was talking a lot in the last segment about the Spreaker chat, but we still do it old school style. If you want to call up and you want to be heard by the masses, then you can give us a call at 404-382-0338. So the city of New England, man, the city of Boston, was it Foxborough, the New England area, man, are just ecstatic today because Tom Brady beat this thing on yesterday, this Deflategate case, his appeal. He won. All of the admonishment by the league was nullified, so he's not going to have to miss 4 games, and everybody's celebrating up there. The biggest thing from this, man, and for the record, I stated this yesterday and been stating this ever since the beginning of this, and this goes all the way back to January, when this whole thing dropped, when we found out about this controversy in the AFC Championship game. Let me just set the record straight and reset kind of for people that are new to the show. Tom Brady, it's not even a question in my mind. 100% Tom Brady told the equipment managers to deflate the footballs, and he's probably been doing it a long, long time, okay? This case and this appeal, evidently from this judge, wasn't about that. I think everybody would, once again, with somewhat of a brain, has to understand that or believe that. What this is the fact that Roger Goodell and the NFL have been arrogant to a fault. And what this was all about and why this judge ruled this way on yesterday is because something I've been saying for a long time, and it's crazy now, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, it's crazy now how many people are on the bandwagon that I was on before everybody else. If you remember the Stews, I was calling Roger Goodell King Goodell. I thought he had too much power. Now, once again, the players gave him that power for the most part. The collective bargaining agreement, they gave this guy that power. But what this judge in fact said in this ruling is, dude, you got the power, but you just can't be silly about it. You just can't be blatantly obnoxious about it. And that's what this was all about. Once again, I don't think anybody that knows anything about the dichotomy of a locker room and the relationship between trainers and players believes that Tom Brady didn't have anything to do with this. But they had no facts. They had really no facts. Some hearsay. These equipment managers won't talk. They didn't have a video camera there showing Tom Brady telling them or recording, telling these guys specifically to deflate these footballs. And basically this judge is like, dude, you can't make up rules as you go. You just can't make up rules as we go. And it's crazy because, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, it's crazy because I've railed about Tom Brady and the Patriots organization about cheating, and forever their reputation is sullied in my mind. But at the end of the day, I'm kind of happy too because Roger Goodell looks like a fool again. So I'm torn, and I said this yesterday. I'm torn about this whole thing. On one hand, I know these cats is cheating. It's like they got away with murder. It's like they got away with murder, and I do think that it does have a given unfair advantage to a team that deflates footballs. I won't go into that again. But also at the same time, on the other hand, I'm happy that Roger Goodell is being exposed. I said yesterday, expose Tom Brady. Expose Roger Goodell, man. I mean, this cat is crazy with all of this stuff and the rules changes and fining guys and suspending guys. I mean, don't get it twisted. He's supposed to be the commissioner that's strong against personal conduct. That's his claim to fame. Man, when Paul Tagliabue was the commissioner, everything was fine. Cat's going to get in trouble every once in a while. And if you talk about it in relative terms, how many dudes in the NFL really get in trouble in a year's time? You got 1,600 players, and every year, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them getting in trouble? So when Paul Tagliabue was the commissioner, the NFL was fine. Roger Goodell doing and being this almighty supreme as far as personal conduct, man, it's grandstanding. And he's being exposed right now, man. So I'm happy. But on the other hand, I'm not happy. It's kind of a real strange thing. I feel some type of way, like the kids say it. What are y'all thoughts on this, man? Tom Brady, he's going to be able to play the first 4 games now, not suspended at all. And I said this yesterday as well. I never thought in a million years that he would beat the whole thing. And you got to remember, and I went into a little Facebook discussion last night in the Two Live Stews Facebook group. And we were discussing this, man. You have to remember, see, back in the day, before the last 5 or 6 times, before the NFL Players Association really started fighting these cats, whether it was questionable or not, whether the guy should get suspended or not, whether the guy should get fined or not, under Goodell's administration, all they do is just slap, something detrimental to the league, conduct detrimental to the league. I hadn't been drinking this morning. They just slap conduct detrimental to the league or something to that degree and call it a day. And no one would argue. No one would say anything to the contrary. And that was it. Okay. And now it seems like over the last couple of times, cases that the NFL is going up against the players union and when they have a big difference of opinion, then the players have come out on top. And Damari Smith, bless his heart, he needs a ball of water on a Friday. Maurice Smith is kicking the crap out of Roger Goodell in the NFL. I mean, he is. I mean, you hear this guy talk, man. You hear this cat talk. I heard him this morning. He did a little interview on the Mike and Mike show on the Puppet Factory, and he did this interview, man. This dude is just smooth. This dude is just smarter than Roger Goodell. He's smarter than Roger Goodell. He knows what he's doing. And the players are so lucky they got this dude as their president. Is crazy. You remember when Gene Upshaw was the players union rep or president? And I mean, I don't remember these cats having wins like this when Gene Upshaw was over the players. No, man, this dude, Maurice Smith, got it going on. He's got it going on, Jack. Ball award to him. That dude is smooth. Like literally, and I don't know what his politics are like. I don't know, what he knows about foreign policy. I don't know how he feels about Medicare. I don't know how he feels about any of that. Legal immigration. I don't know how he feels about any of that. But I can picture that dude being president. That dude got it going on. I mean, smart as hell, talks the talk, walks the walk, man. Very impressed by Maurice Smith, man. Ball award to him on a Friday, a special Friday ball award, man, on the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah. And Roger Goodell, you see the title of the show. Looking like a fool, Shawty. Yeah. Looking like a fool. Conduct detrimental to the league. That's all they would say. They didn't even give any specifics about it. And they tried to pull that this time, and the judge was like, no, they didn't want to provide witnesses. They didn't want to provide any of the inside information that they used in coming to this decision. Once again, I think we all believe that dude was cheating, but they couldn't prove it. At the end of the day, and I've been railing against Tom Brady, and I really feel some type of way, once again, about this Patriots organization. Their reputation in my mind, their legacy in my mind is mud, okay? And not only I'm the person saying, or not only am I one of the people saying that, but you're talking about former players, present players as well. People in the know in football feel like these cats were cheating, but at the end of the day, they couldn't prove anything, man. What are your thoughts on all of that? 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. When we get back from the break, man, we'll read some of your chat, get some of your thoughts on this. Tree isn't here today, so I'm actually running the ship all by myself. It's all good. We got it. We got this. So when we get back, I'm going to read some of your chat, man, and get some of your thoughts on what I just talked about with Roger Goodell and Tom Brady. Lying-ass Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. And Belichick, he's just quiet. He knew good and well what the hell was going on. All right, don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Let me tell you about Travel by Stats. Travel by Stats delivers premium travel packages and provide excellence by focusing on assuring that their tour itinerary is clear. For destinations they've never taken, they even take the trip in advance of the actual one you're about to take. This ensures everybody has a great experience. They've been around since 1988 and have been operating here in Atlanta since 2000, starting from the ground up, but they now boast of a team operating in 5 states. Travel by Stats not only specializes in Caribbean destinations, they also provide a variety of reasonable, cost-efficient events by land, air, or sea. One of their big things is sports travel for football fanatics who live in Metro Atlanta. That's the fun way to go anyway. Here's some of their upcoming list of events. Giants at Cowboys, Falcons at Giants, Falcons at Cowboys, Cowboys at Saints, Patriots at Cowboys, and many, many more. Contact them at 855-266-6675, extension 700, for the owner, Maritza Wilmer. Again, that's 855-266-6675, extension 700. If you mention my name, Doug Stewart, you'll receive an extra 10% off your package. Travel by Stats. Where they don't sell travel, they sell fun. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BV Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BV Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bvmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bvmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
We're back. Dogs and Poodles. It's Doug and Ryan Stewart of the Two Live Stews.
Tune in to Talk Radio 640 WGST every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. to get all your college and pro football talk.
Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen, Hagen-Law.com. Thanks, Bruce.
Meet me at the club. It's going down. Meet me in the A. It's going down. Meet me in Atlanta. That's right. The weekend of September 26, 2015, we are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the Doug Stewart Show, Stewies. And it's going to be crazy. We got a whole list of events scheduled for the entire weekend. That's going to be so fun. Come celebrate with your boy. Starting out Friday night, man, with a meet and greet party at the Artist Den downtown ATL. Late Friday night, it's the fellas. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Having a little bit of technical difficulties, but it's all good. We all right. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. In a little bit, man, we're going to talk some birthdays. We do that on the Doug Stewart Show as well, but I really want to get into some of this chat, man. A lot of interesting stuff to talk about, man. A lot of passionate opinions about, what happened yesterday in the NFL. And I want to get your thoughts on it, man. So hit me up on the Spreaker chat, as well as you can give me a call at 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. This segment is brought to you by BV Mobile Apps, man. If you're an entertainer, no matter where you're at, man, you need a presence. You need an app for your brand. You got to have that in this day and time. BV Mobile Apps are the company that put together my app for the Doug Stewart Show. Very functional, man. Does everything I needed to do. Makes me look kind of good. Everybody got their cell phone these days, so you need to have an app. So if you're an entertainer, producer, or whatever it may be in the entertainment world, man, check out BV Mobile Apps, and that's B as in boy, V as in victory, apps.com, and make sure and tell them that the Doug Stewart Show sent you. A little bit later today, we're going to try to talk a little bit of football. We'll talk casually about the Dallas Cowboys and the Baltimore Ravens, man. Once again, the 53-man roster has to be turned in by tomorrow. And so the NFL is here. Next Thursday night, you got the kickoff. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on, who is it? Pittsburgh and Baltimore, I believe, next Thursday. And Tom Brady's going to be able to play in that game. Oh, no, it's Pittsburgh and New England. So Tom Brady is actually going to be able to play in this game from all the hoopla and what happened on yesterday, what we're talking about right now. So football is here, man. Praise God. Praise his name. Let me read some of these chat messages, man. And thank you so much for all of the chat. I really do appreciate it. Go to Spreaker.com. Just click on the link for the chat. And then, bam, you're right there in the chat room with all of the Stewies, man. Thank you so much for that chat. Yeah. From Grego, he says, RG3 don't need to go to Philly. Those fans are very harsh. If people are already assuming that RG3 is going to be cut, he has to take a physical today for the concussion program that they have after the concussion he sustained a couple of weeks ago. So if he passes this physical today, then in effect the Raiders can cut him. If he doesn't pass the physical, then the team, the Redskins, can't cut him. So it depends on how you look at it. If you're RG3 and you want to just continue to get that money, you might go in there and be like, man, my head still hurt, Or if he's fine, maybe he wants a new look on life. And maybe he goes in there and he passes the physical and he gets released by the Washington Redskins once again, like everybody believes is going to happen, because they don't want to be on the hook for a ton of money that they may owe him if he gets hurt in 2016. Going into the 2016 season. So maybe he gets a fresh start, man. And we talked about it yesterday, a couple of possibilities of teams where you like to see RG3 go. One team that they mentioned this morning on the Puppet Factory was the Seattle Seahawks. I don't know, man. There might be a couple of teams still out there where RG3, where they feel like that they could get him, work with him, let him get healthy, and he could be the starter. He's not going to be the starter out there in Seattle. I mean, that's just not going to happen over Russell Wilson. But it's going to be a very interesting thing, man. I do expect him to get cut, and I said it from day one. I think that he's going to get cut, and it's probably good for him. Not only is it good for the organization because they want to be done with dude. That's clear. But it'll probably be a good thing for him. He just needs a fresh start, man. And it's crazy how he's going from sugar to ish real fast. His story, excuse me. I think we still the book about RG3 is still unwritten, and so we'll see. It's too early to say that he's done. But it's as far as right now, he's done with the Washington Redskins. I will say that. 404-382-0338. Let me read more of this chat here from my man J.B. Jennings. Everybody's trying to meet Miss Thorny, I see. Miss Thorny, you coming to Atlanta? If you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, we are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the Doug Stewart Show. Here in the ATL, the weekend of September 26th. So that Friday night, we got a meet and greet party at the Artist Den, downtown ATL. Real sexy spots, real cool, real grown and sexy. And then late that Friday night, a gentleman's soiree where we're going to T's Gentlemen's Club. Yeah. Can't talk about that on GST. So that's late Friday night. And then Saturday, a golf tournament. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to keep it real with you, and you are listening to the Doug Stewart Show. If you want to get into this golf tournament, you need to register by the 10th, by September 10th. And if we don't get a certain amount of people, we have very few people that have registered for the golf tournament, and I didn't really think about it when I was planning this whole thing. If we're going to be out, at the Artist Den Friday, and then late night at a gentleman's soiree at T's Gentlemen's Club, it might be kind of tough to get up that Saturday morning, so I kind of get that kind of after the fact. But still, there's a lot of people that don't want to go out that Friday night and want to play in the golf tournament Saturday. So if we don't get enough people to register for the golf tournament, we may have to table it until next year. So if you want to get down with the golf tournament, as of now, it's still on. If you want to get down with the golf tournament, if you're one of my golfers, you need to pay your registration fee for the golf tournament. We're giving out trophies and everything is going to be real nice. You need to register by the 10th of September. So that's in a couple of days. So make sure you go register. And then that Saturday night, the coup de grace, the big shebang, as I call it, the all-black party is going down at the Doubletree Hotel. And Sunday, before you leave town, if you're coming from out of town, or if you live here in Atlanta and you're trying to find a place to watch the Falcons take on the Cowboys September 27th, do it with your boy. Celebrate 1 year at Mardi Gras Cafe, downtown ATL. It's a viewing/day party. So before the game, during breaks, after the game, halftime, we are going to party like it's 1999. That event is free. That's right. You heard me. Free. So go online. All you got to do is go to TDSS Weekend. That's the acronym of the show. T as in Tom, D as in Dougie, S as in Stewart, and S as in show. TDSSweekend.eventbrite.com, and I'll see you in Atlanta, man. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a lot of fun. We sold a ton of tickets already. Both events, I'm going to tell you this right now, too. You got to reserve your spot for the Falcons-Cowboys viewing party. You got to print out a ticket. You got to actually have a ticket or buy a ticket. You're not buying or reserve a ticket for that on Sunday. But the event Saturday night, the all-black party, and the meet and greet party on Friday night, both venues aren't super, super big. This isn't like, no armory or nothing like that. All right? So it's going to be quaint. It's going to be nice, okay? It's not going to be a ton of people, and we're going to be packed together like sardines. Both of those events are going to sell out. I'm telling you right now. It's no doubt in my mind. Both of those events are going to sell out, so you need to get your tickets, man. Don't wait till the last minute like a lot of us do. We know how that is. Get your tickets, man. It's going to be crazy. TDSSweekend.eventbrite.com. shop.eventbrite.com. Let me read more of this chat from Jeff. If they cut RG3, Tebow and Barkley are gone. So what my man Jeff is saying is that if they cut RG3, then Chip Kelly is going to make room for him in Philadelphia. I mean, based on his skill set, that would be a perfect match. But you know what? I think they like Tebow. And Tebow had a pretty decent game last night from what I understand. Threw 2 touchdown passes, ran. I think he threw for like almost 300 yards or something crazy like that, or close to 200 yards. So they said Tim Tebow's made some strides. He's a little bit better than he used to be before, because before, Tim Tebow, like I've said many, many times, Tim Tebow sucked. But maybe he's made some strides. He hadn't played football in a couple of years. He's been working with this quarterback guru or whatever. So we'll see, man. That's right up Chip Kelly's alley in the type of things that Tim Tebow is known for. And if he can pass a little bit better than he used to, maybe he'll make the team. People think I got something personal against Tim Tebow. I got nothing personal against that dude. My thing against Tim Tebow, or my point against Tim Tebow, is that this cat's been given opportunity after opportunity. And I don't understand why, because he sucked. Tim Tebow couldn't hit the backside of a barn before. Maybe he's a little bit better. I hadn't paid attention to the Philadelphia Eagles and to Tim Tebow and what he's doing to that degree. We'll see what happens. That roster got to be set by tomorrow. From, who do we got here? Andre Elam, he says, Silverman seems like he's more diplomatic. Yeah, Adam Silverman, the commissioner for the NBA, does seem a lot more diplomatic than David Stern. David Stern used to rule with an iron fist. And maybe you're comparing Adam Silverman to DeMaurice Smith. I'm not exactly sure. From Ronald Cameron, I could see RG3 going to either Kansas City, Arizona, or Cincinnati. Yeah, all three of those teams need quarterbacks. They do. Alex Smith, average at best. Arizona, Carson Palmer, he's been done for many, many years, in my opinion. And Cincinnati, who is it, Andy Dalton? He absolutely sucks. I'm holding 2 thumbs down. Come on, man. Yeah. And you need to be alert if you're one of those quarterbacks and your team picks up RG3, because that'll mean that you're good for this year, maybe not even the entire season before they give him an opportunity. I really do believe that. So you're talking, if you're struggling week 6, 7, or 8, giving RG3 enough time to learn the playbook, look good in practice, looks like he knows what he's doing, then you probably are in trouble if you're the quarterback of one of those 3 teams, one of the 3 quarterbacks we just talked about, because really you shouldn't be starting in the NFL. And it talks about how much of a premium it is to have a good quarterback in the NFL. There aren't 32 good quarterbacks in the world. There aren't 32 starting caliber type quarterbacks in the world. I'd say the last 8 or 9 ranked quarterbacks that start in the NFL, they aren't good. They aren't, average. I guess they're slightly below average, but they're not good, So, yeah, a guy like RG3, where we're still questioning, the book is still out on him, he's going to get another opportunity, man. What he does with it is a different matter. But a lot of these quarterbacks suck, man. They do. All right, when we get back from the break, I'm going to read chat. We'll talk about some birthdays as well. This is Sports Talk, Guy Talk with Hot Sauce. This is The Doug Stewart Show. Let me tell you about Travel by Stats. Travel by Stats delivers premium travel packages and provide excellence by focusing on assuring that their tour itinerary is clear. For destinations they've never taken, they even take the trip in advance of the actual one you're about to take. This ensures everybody has a great experience. They've been around since 1988 and have been operating here in Atlanta since 2000, starting from the ground up, but they now boast of a team operating in 5 states. Travel by Stats not only specializes in Caribbean destinations, they also provide a variety of reasonable, cost-efficient events by land, air, or sea. One of their big things is sports travel for football fanatics who live in Metro Atlanta. That's the fun way to go anyway. Here's some of their upcoming list of events. Giants at Cowboys, Falcons at Giants, Falcons at Cowboys, Cowboys at Saints, Patriots at Cowboys, and many, many more. Contact them at 855-266-6675, extension 700, for the owner, Maritza Wilmer. Again, that's 855-266-6675, extension 700. If you mention my name, Doug Stewart, you'll receive an extra 10% off your package. Travel by Stats. Where they don't sell travel, they sell fun. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
We're back, dogs and poodles. It's Doug and Ryan Stewart of the Two Live Stews.
Tune in to Talk Radio 640 WGST every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. to get all your college and pro football talk.
Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen, Hagen-Law.com. Thanks, Bruce.
Meet me at the club. It's going down. Meet me in the A. It's going down. Meet me in Atlanta. That's right. The weekend of September 26, 2015, we are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the Doug Stewart Show, Stewies. And it's going to be crazy. We got a whole list of events scheduled for the entire weekend. That's going to be so fun. Come celebrate with your boy. Starting out Friday night, man, with a meet and greet party at the Artist Den downtown ATL. Late Friday night, it's the Fella Soiree at T's Gentlemen's Club in Buckhead. Saturday morning, the TDSS Golf Shootout at North Fulton Golf Club downtown ATL. Saturday night, the main event, the all-black party at the Doubletree Hotel in Buckhead. And Sunday, the Falcons versus Cowboys viewing/day party on the Rooftop Lounge at Mardi Gras Cafe, downtown ATL. It's going to be fantastic, man. You've been looking for a reason to come to Atlanta. Here's your perfect reason. Get all the details at tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. Once again, it's tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. See you in Atlanta. The 1-year anniversary of the Doug Stewart Show. Yes! Yes, sir.
Stewies, what's up? Tree here to talk about your home security and the security experts at Strickland Security. Everything the team at Strickland Security does is focused around increasing the security of your home, protecting your family, and your business. Most home security companies, especially the larger ones, want to sell you a cookie-cutter alarm system that maximizes their profits but not your security. The team at Strickland Security will install a customized alarm system that meets your budget and your security needs. This Atlanta-based company is here to solve all of your security problems. Whether you need your alarm system repaired, surveillance cameras installed, or your door locks replaced, Strickland Security is the solution. Don't wait. Call the experts at Strickland Security today. For more information, go to their website at stricklandsecurity.com or give them a call now at 800-422-9075. That's 800-422-9075 and tell them Tree sent you.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Fantastic, freaky, funny Football Friday. Oh, boy. Hey, y'all check out the show in the morning on 640 WGST. Check out the show in the morning, man. When I tell you we coming back with a vengeance, we got a fire ass open that we going to unveil tomorrow morning. We switching it up on y'all ass a little bit. The little PE track reminds me about it. As a matter of fact, this track, this Brother's Gonna Work It Out. You get it. Brother's Gonna Work It Out. Me and my brother are brothers. This was actually the first track that we used in the first show open that the Stews had way back in 2001. Yeah. And so you get it. Brother's Gonna Work It Out. That beat is slamming. The rhythm, the rebel. All right, so tomorrow morning, man, check out the 2 live studios of 640 WGST. Once again, a fire open for y'all, man. We coming back. The show is an hour long, but trust me, we're going to do a lot with that hour. We are going to do a lot with that hour, man. Yeah. Can't wait. 11 a.m. Eastern Time on 640 WGST, as well as on iHeartRadio. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Celebrating birthdays today is the great Beyonce Knowles. Claude, have mercy. Beyonce's only 34? Wait a minute. Beyonce's 34 years old today? Damn, she young as hell. Why did I think she was like 40? I don't know. If Tree were here, Tree isn't here today. Tree is the producer to the Doug Stewart Show. If she were here, she'd be throwing shade right now. No, she ain't 40. She 40. She 34 just like I'm 34. That's what something Tree would say. I don't know why. And she's been around a long time. Maybe they started much younger. Her and Destiny's Child started much younger than I thought. But Beyonce is only 34 years old today. That's what she's claiming at least. So happy birthday to Beyonce, the new Queen Bee. Now here's another birthday, and we're going to get back to some sports talk here in a second. We do birthdays every day, man. We celebrate celebrities. Here's another one that's kind of a head-scratcher as well, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Damon Wayans is 55 years old today. What? That man almost 60. Now, the reverse of Beyonce, I didn't think Damon Wayans was that old. And so Keenan's got to be close to 60 then, because Keenan is the oldest, I believe. And so Damon Wayans is 55 years old today. Happy birthday to him. Damn, bro, you about to get Medicare. You almost qualified. Happy birthday to him. And who else we got on here today for birthdays? Hank Baskett is 33 years old today. Former wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know if he's still even playing right now. I think he played for Seattle for a minute, too. Happy birthday to him. Mike Piazza is 47 years old today. Happy birthday to Mike Piazza. Former catcher for the Dodgers and for the Mets. And Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is 57 years old. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about. 57 suits Dr. Drew correctly. I would guess that he's 57. But I guess Damon, man, he's eating right and living right and not smoking cigarettes or something like that, because Damon Wayans looks younger than 55 to me. I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen him lately. Maybe he's starting to look like an old-ass man. I'm not sure. But happy birthday to everybody that had a birthday today. If you're listening to the show, if you're one of the Stewies, and you celebrating a birthday, or your family, one of your family members celebrating a birthday, man, let me know, and I'll shout you out on the Doug Stewart Show, the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. So last night in college football, man, TCU escapes with a victory over my man Big Vince's Minnesota Golden Gophers. Congratulations to them. A lot of people figure them to be in the playoffs and one of the Final Four teams in the country. Trayvon Boykin, once again, stellar. He's one of the top Heisman Trophy candidates, the quarterback for TCU. So they survived. Early in the year like this, man, you got to be careful because you really don't know what teams are. You really can't. When I used to gamble, and I had a real problem with gambling. I don't even want to discuss it, but for the purposes of the show, for the betterment of the show, I'll talk about it. When I used to gamble hot and heavy, I didn't start gambling on college football in particular. College football, it was really college football until like week 4 or 5, so I could kind of see, things play themselves out in the field because you don't know. There might be a cat that you've never seen before, like as a freshman, that's like Herschel Walker, and America just hadn't seen him yet. Or you might see a quarterback like Vince Young or whatever just come from anywhere and just start dominating. So you really can't tell in the early part of the season. So you got to be real careful. But TCU does hold on. Once again, everybody in America, all of the quote-unquote experts believe that they're going to be one of the teams that are going to be in the Final Four. A lot of people feel like they should have been in there last year, in that group last year. I know Ohio State's happy they didn't. And so they survived last night against the Minnesota Gophers. Also, Michigan last night goes down. Didn't play bad, didn't play particularly great. Once again, I was flipping back and forth between these games that were on TV. I was watching the South Carolina-North Carolina game. By the way, South Carolina won, but neither one of those teams look like they're going to do or make any noise this year at all. It looks like just another humdrum year for South Carolina. It looks like North Carolina is North Carolina, a basketball school. Nothing really exciting, and it hurts me. I'm from the state of South Carolina, and I always root for Carolina and Clemson. A lot of people feel strong about Clemson this year, though. So it's going to be Clemson and Georgia Tech, who, by the way, Georgia Tech beat Alcorn State by 60 last night. I should have bet on that one. I saw that one coming. Wait. I just said I don't bet early. I talked about it yesterday. The spread on the Georgia Tech-Alcorn game was 42. And you knew good and well Georgia Tech was going to open up a can of ass whoopings on Alcorn State from the SWAC Thursday night. Bobby Dodd Stadium, downtown Atlanta. I could see that one coming a mile away. So they whooped up on Alcorn. Michigan goes down to Utah 24-17 on the road. Jim Harbaugh's magic doesn't come through last night. Everybody in America is just thinking that Harbaugh is going to instantly transform this team back into a contender. And probably not the case. I flip back and forth between a couple of games, and they just look like they don't have any talent. They don't look like they have any really exceptional talent on that team. That quarterback sucks. They really weren't tenacious on defense like you would expect. I mean, Michigan is one of those legacy programs. Like if you had to name the top 5 college football programs in name and brand, I think Michigan would be in the conversation. It'd be Michigan, it'd be USC, it'd be Oklahoma, it'd be Notre Dame. Just off the top of my head, maybe Nebraska you could sprinkle in there. Alabama, obviously. But Michigan was that program, man, for many, many, many years. And right now, I said it a couple times today, but it's appropriate. Michigan, the program, absolutely sucks. They do. And it's going to be a minute. Now, I'm not saying Harbaugh's not going to get him back up to snuff. I think he will. I think Harbaugh is one of the best coaches in football, period, pro and college. But it's going to take a minute, man. They looking like they're going to be a 5-7 team this year, maybe 7-5 team at the max. There's nothing to write home about when you talk about the Michigan Wolverines this year. So let me read more of your chat, man. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. From Jeff Annis, he says, Goodell should have called Eli Manning if he wanted to beat Brady. Okay, I get it. That's a good one, bro. Speaking of which, we got the BPA coming up a little bit later today, the Boiled Peanuts Award, so stay tuned for that. We only got one nominee in this, Roger Goodell. So I think he might win today. We'll see. From Stringer, and Boiled Peanuts, for the new listeners, is we give out a Boiled Peanuts Award every week. In effect, is for the Buster of the Week in sports and beyond. And so we only got one nominee this week. Very slow week in Busters and Boiled Peanuts Awards. So stay tuned. You can probably guess who's going to win. From Stringer, everyone in Big Blue Nation thought Harbaugh was going to come in and instantly have a national title contender. Not so much. Just talked about that. From Rail Scott. What up, Rail Scott? Rail Scott's coming to TDSS weekend in Atlanta. Rail Scott says, Vince, I'm going to the world of Coca-Cola. You rolling with me? Yeah, that's definitely a tourist attraction, the world of Coca-Cola. I think I've been there one time. The world of Coca-Cola is cool because obviously you see the history of Coca-Cola, which is a huge, huge brand, one of the top probably 2 or 3 brands in this country. You get to taste Coke from all different parts of the world. You do know that in some parts of the world, the way they like their food and beverages is totally different from the palate of us Americans. Like, we like sweet-ass drinks. Some countries, they can't even tolerate it. And so they less sweeten certain drinks for certain parts of the world. And, yeah, world of Coca-Cola is cool. And since the last couple of years, Coca-Cola, I know here in Atlanta, maybe this is just an Atlanta thing, you actually have these machines they set up in these movie theaters over the last couple of years where they give you an option of like 20 different brands of Coca-Cola and flavors. And so it's always cool to go to the movie theater. So yeah, definitely check out World of Coca-Cola when you get here. What else touristy can you do? That particular weekend in Atlanta, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, is the Taste of Atlanta. So it's a big festival downtown, and you know what those type of events are. Food trucks and vendors and different foods and this, that, and the other. So I imagine it's going to be a surplus on ribs, even though I don't eat pork anymore. So it's going to be crazy, man. A lot of great things to do. I love this city, man. I love Atlanta. Yes, sir. Come celebrate it with your boy on the weekend of September 26th. All right, when we get back from the break, man, it's going to be hour number 2 on the Doug Stewart Show. And we'll read chat, and we'll do what we do. We're trying to talk about the Dallas Cowboys and the Baltimore Ravens today. Just a little casual conversation for our preseason football team reports. Don't go anywhere. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Let me tell you about Travel by Stats. Travel by Stats delivers premium travel packages and provide excellence by focusing on assuring that their tour itinerary is clear. For destinations they've never taken, they even take the trip in advance of the actual one you're about to take. This ensures everybody has a great experience. They've been around since 1988 and have been operating here in Atlanta since 2000, starting from the ground up, but they now boast of a team operating in 5 states. Travel by Stats not only specializes in Caribbean destinations, they also provide a variety of reasonable, cost-efficient events by land, air, or sea. One of their big things is sports travel for football fanatics who live in Metro Atlanta. That's the fun way to go anyway. Here's some of their upcoming list of events. Giants at Cowboys, Falcons at Giants, Falcons at Cowboys, Cowboys at Saints, Patriots at Cowboys, and many, many more. Contact them at 855-266-6675, extension 700, for the owner, Maritza Wilmer. Again, that's 855-266-6675, extension 700. If you mention my name, Doug Stewart, you'll receive an extra 10% off your package. Travel by Stats. Where they don't sell travel, they sell fun. Meet me at the club. It's going down. Meet me in the A. It's going down. Meet me in Atlanta. That's right. The weekend of September 26, 2015, we are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the Doug Stewart Show, Stewies. And it's going to be crazy. We got a whole list of events scheduled for the entire weekend. That's going to be so fun. Come celebrate with your boy. Starting out Friday night, man, with a meet and greet party at the Artist Den downtown ATL. Late Friday night, it's the Fella Soiree at T's Gentlemen's Club in Buckhead. Saturday morning, the TDSS Golf Shootout at North Fulton Golf Club downtown ATL. Saturday night, the main event, the all-black party at the Doubletree Hotel in Buckhead. And Sunday, the Falcons versus Cowboys viewing/day party on the rooftop lounge at Mardi Gras Cafe, downtown ATL. It's going to be fantastic, man. You've been looking for a reason to come to Atlanta. Here's your perfect reason. Get all the details at tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. Once again, it's tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. See you in Atlanta. The 1-year anniversary of the Doug Stewart Show. Yes! Yes, sir. We're back. The Two Live Stews are back on air every Saturday morning on WGST at 11 a.m.
It's Sports Talk with Hot Sauce. Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen, Hagen-Law.com, for making it happen. Thanks, Bruce. You the man, the people's lawyer.
Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BV Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bvmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Hour number 2, baby. Hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah. Man, big ups to all of the Stewies, man. I see all of the conversation here in the chat room talking about coming to ATL for TDSS weekend. Oh, it's going to be vainglorious, man. Thank you for supporting your boy, man. I mean, thank you. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. Can't wait to meet a lot of y'all, man, that have been tuned into the show for the last year. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. Once again, the weekend of September 26th is going to be crazy, man. A ton of events. Get all the details at tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. Once again, that's tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. Do you live in Metro Atlanta, man, and you're trying to go see one of these games this year in the NFL? Well, you know, whether that's you're a Cowboy fan or maybe you're a Redskins fan or a Giants fan, chances are, man, my folks at Travel by Stats has a bus package for you. Okay, premium bus coach service, man, traveling to some of the biggest games in America. They already got it set up where the Atlanta Falcons, when they take on the Dallas Cowboys on September 27th, they are going, and they are leaving here from Metro Atlanta, man. They've been in business since 1998. The company started in 1998. Fantastic. They now are spread out over 5 states. Quality. Check this out. You ever ridden a bus before to an event, and sometimes it's kind of shaky, and the bus driver doesn't know what he's doing, and he doesn't know where he's going? It's crazy. I've seen it before. It's happened to me before. If they go to a destination they've never traveled before, they take the trip in advance before you get on there, so that everything will be smooth and everybody has a good time. All right, so check them out at travelbystats.com. That's travelbystats, STATS.com, or give them a call at 855-266-6675, extension 700. Once again, that's 855-266-6675, extension 700, and tell them that the Doug Stewart Show sent you. You'll actually be speaking to the owner, Maritza Wilmer. You can't beat that with a stick. All right, so really just been getting reaction. College football started last night, as well as talking about the fallout from Tom Brady and Deflategate and Roger Goodell looking like a fool. And he really does look like a fool, man. Conduct detrimental to the team. Is the thing that they always throw out in general cases about guys in the NFL that have been doing something wrong. Makes the league look bad. You know, you may not have definitive proof or anything. Bottom line is we just going to slap on it on this whole thing, conduct detrimental to the league. Simple as that. And it's a wrap. And they've done that so many times. Goodell in court has lost the last 6 times to appeals. I talked about that yesterday. And he's just looking real, real bad. I saw some of the chat in here where someone was saying that they think Roger Goodell is going to get fired. I don't think Roger Goodell is going to get fired. The man makes $47 million. The league is flourishing money-wise, brand-wise. And I think at the end of the day, man, Roger Goodell is the fall guy. I don't think Roger Goodell does any of these things without an urging. I think a lot of it is his own doing, but I think that he gets the okay from the majority of the owners. You got to remember, that's who he works for. I think he gets the okay from the majority of the owners, and I think the owners a lot of times are on the same page. They're solemn in their direction and of what they want the league and the commissioner to take in a lot of these cases. So I don't think Roger Goodell is going anywhere, man. I don't know. I might be wrong about that, but I think that everything that he does is basically signed off by the owners for the most part. Now, it's making them look bad, but you got to remember, and I heard somebody say this yesterday, and so I'm going to give credit to whoever that was. I can't remember exactly who it was. You got to remember, he's kind of the face of this thing, and it looks bad whenever they lose one of these appeals, but he's getting the green light for the most part from the owners. So if he looks bad, the owners kind of look bad, but he looks worse because he's the face of it. You get me? 404-382-0338. Let me read more of this chat, man. Thank you so much for the chat from Ronald Cameron. I wouldn't be surprised if Troy Vincent takes the fall for this. I don't think so. How can you tie this into Troy Vincent? Troy Vincent wasn't the main arbitrator in this thing, was he? From the league standpoint, I don't think he was. Troy Vincent was the main guy doing the negotiations between the league. Well, not really negotiations. He came down with the penalty for Adrian Peterson's case. I don't think Troy Vincent was the main person overseeing this at the start. I don't think he was. Maybe he was. I can't remember exactly. From Andre Elam, Adam Silverman better watch out for the NBA players rep. That lady is very sharp. Yes, she is. And you're talking about, what's her name? Michelle Roberts. Yes. I mentioned earlier, if you're just tuning in, how sharp, sharp as a tack DeMaurice Smith is. Michelle Roberts, sharp as a tack as well. And, man, I really love her. You know me, I'm a rebel for the cause. And I fight City Hall tooth and nail. And so I like that type of person, man, that's not going to just sit back and be quiet and shut up and play the game and be all political and whatnot. So I love DeMaurice Smith, man. He's fighting these cats and he's winning. Michelle Roberts has come in and, in fact, said she don't understand the whole principles of a salary cap. Yes, sir. And she's like, it doesn't make sense. And I've said this before. And I'm not taking credit for this one like I have for Throwback Thursday. But I agree with the point that a salary cap really doesn't make sense in America, where it's a democracy and you're paid for what you're worth. Now, I kind of understand it from the standpoint of you need to have an even playing field, and the competitive advantage from one team to another should be minimal because you want the league to be healthy and be viable. You don't want to have one team dominating over another team because they got deeper pockets. But let's be honest, all of these cats that own NBA teams and NFL teams got deep pockets. So, yeah, because of a salary cap, we're only going to pay a guy $10 million. The most he can make is $10 million. But in real terms, even though it's silly and the money that these guys make is ridiculous in relative terms, once again, another team wants to pay him $25 million. Who's to say they shouldn't be able to do that? You know, once again, all of these teams got money. And if they say they ain't got money, they lie. All of these team owners are billionaires. And so the whole principle of that, when you think about it, when you sit back and think about it, they're putting a salary cap on how much somebody wants to pay a guy. It's un-American. It is un-American. And Michelle Roberts has come in, man, as the Players Union president, man, and just been hardcore with her opinions. Once again, she's real with it, but clearly if you heard her talk, and she's an attorney, you know that she got it going on. Once again, yes, she got it going on. From Grego, I also said months ago that we would be giving Goodell a BPA when this is all over. Yeah, stay tuned. Roger Goodell is, I think for the first time officially, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, I think for the first time officially, we only have one nominee for the Bald Penis Award, and it's Roger Goodell. So put your money on Roger Goodell winning this week's Bald Penis Award. Yes, sir. Put your money on him winning, Jack. Oh, man. All right, when we get back from the break, man, we're going to talk a little bit about the Baltimore Ravens and the Dallas Cowboys. We may do it in one segment with our weekly or daily preseason team reports. We're winding down. By the time the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers play next Thursday, we'll have run through the top 25 teams in college football and pro football here on the Doug Stewart Show. And it's been a task. But we love football, so we don't have a problem with it. We don't. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Only a few more preseason games to go before the regular season kicks off. And you can start the season by winning $2 million in Week 1 at DraftKings.com, America's favorite one-week fantasy football site. It's the biggest fantasy football contest ever. $10 million in prizes are up for grabs, including $2 million for first place and $1 million for second. 1 week fantasy means no season-long commitments. It's fantasy football on demand. Play where you want, when you want, with the players you want. Just pick your players, pile up the points, and pick up your cash. That's it. You've never experienced football like this. Every game feels like the playoffs, even in week 1. And every broken tackle or spectacular catch could take you closer to a $2 million prize. This isn't fantasy as usual. This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time. Hurry to DraftKings.com now and use promo code Spreaker to play free for a shot at $2 million in the Week 1 Millionaire Maker. Enter Spreaker for free entry now at DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com.
The Doug Stewart Show presents another episode of Stories with Uncle Dougie, straight out of Monk's Corner edition.
So my best friend, man, Bubba, he gets on the bus. And he sits down, and he's, like, distraught. And I'm like, dude, what's going on? And we're on the bus on the way to school. We're, like, in 9th, 10th grade, and we're on the bus on the way to school. And he says, my old man, he shot a man last night. I was like, wait a minute. What did you say? And I had heard these stories before, and rest in peace, his daddy's name was Coconut. Coconut was a little guy, probably 5'5", about, 140 pounds. So he's a little dude. And little dudes, man, they don't got the tolerance to wrestle with you or fight or put up their hands or something like that, especially old cats like this where I'm from. He's like, my old man stumbled in 4 o'clock in the morning, and I met him in the hallway because he was extra intoxicated. And he looked at me and said, Bubba, I had to shoot a man tonight. And come to find out more of the story, now keep in mind, this was in 1985 or something like this. Coconut was probably in his late 50s. Early 60s, and once again, I told you, the story on the street was that he had done this many times before. Come to find out, Coconut had shot 4, maybe 5 people throughout his life in our little town in Monk's Corner, South Carolina. This is not a lie, and I know this seems like a story from the Andy Griffith Show, from Ernest T. Bass. This is not a lie. In my hometown, you can literally shoot people or shoot at people, connect on their lower extremities 4, 5, 6 times, and not go to jail forever.
The Doug Stewart Show.
Let me tell you about Travel by Stats. Travel by Stats delivers premium travel packages and provide excellence by focusing on assuring that their tour itinerary is clear. For destinations they've never taken, they even take the trip in advance of the actual one you're about to take. This ensures everybody has a great experience. They've been around since 1988 and have been operating here in Atlanta since 2000, starting from the ground up, but they now boast of a team operating in 5 states. Travel by Stats not only specializes in Caribbean destinations, they also provide a variety of reasonable, cost-efficient events by land, air, or sea. One of their big things is sports travel for football fanatics who live in Metro Atlanta. That's the fun way to go anyway. Here's some of their upcoming list of events. Giants at Cowboys, Falcons at Giants, Falcons at Cowboys, Cowboys at Saints, Patriots at Cowboys, and many, many more. Contact them at 855-266-6675, extension 700, for the owner, Maritza Wilmer. Again, that's 855-266-6675, extension 700. If you mention my name, Doug Stewart, you'll receive an extra 10% off your package. Travel by Stats. Where they don't sell travel, they sell fun.
Yeah, this album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I never amount to nothing. To all the people that lived above the buildings that I was hustling from that called the police on me.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show.
My daughter and all the struggle, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby.
Yeah.
It was all a dream.
This is a fantastic, freaky, funny Football Friday here on the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you for joining your boy. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. This segment is brought to you by my good friends, man, at Strickland Security. That's right, man. I love ATL. I've been talking about it all day. This is actually my 20-year anniversary here in the city, man. Love it to death. Love everything about it. It's my adopted hometown. But ATL does have some issues with crime. I mean, like any major city would. So you got to be careful, man. You got to take the steps to protect your family. And I'm telling you, you need to holler at my folks at Strickland Security. they can help you out, man. They can install the latest state-of-the-art alarm system in your home, but maybe that's not in your budget. The team at Strickland Security can fix your existing alarm or install just a basic alarm system so your home is protected. Most security companies only want to sell you a new system, but the team at Strickland Security want to help you protect your home and your family. That's first and foremost, all right? Whether you're home by yourself, your family's there by themselves, your wife, kids, or whatever, you need to protect your family, man. And I'm telling you, over 55 years of experience here at Strickland Security. So holla at them, okay? The number is 800-422-9075. Again, that's 800-422-9075. And tell them that Doug Stewart sent you, all right? You got to make sure and do that. I'm serious. If there's an issue with your security alarm system, holla at my folks at Strickland Security. They're going to take care of you. They will take care of you. Let's talk some football, man. Let's talk a little bit about the Baltimore Ravens, man, and the Dallas Cowboys. The Ravens last year, 10-6, one of the most stable organizations in football. If you think about the Baltimore Ravens, you got to remember this is a expansion franchise, okay? And man, they've been consistent every year for the most part. Won a couple of Super Bowls. They won 2 Super Bowls, and a lot of teams hadn't won in forever. I don't think every team in the NFL has won a Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure about that. Consistent organization headed up by General Manager Ozzie Newsome, who drafts to their system and to their liking every single year. When you think about defensive-minded teams, the first 2 teams that pop into your mind are the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. That's how consistent they've been. John Harbaugh has done a fantastic job as head coach of that team, so he's back again at the helm. How about a couple of players that have gone and a couple they've added? As far as subtractions, Jacoby Jones should have won the MVP of the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. My frat brother, wide receiver, he is no longer with the team. I think he's in San Diego right now. Speed guy. Torrey Smith, also wide receiver, is gone from the team as well. Big loss for the team. Haloti Ngata, he's gone as well. Now, where is he at? Where's Haloti Ngata at? Haloti Ngata is in Detroit. He went to Detroit, and so he's now the new defensive lineman, taking the place of a dude that went down to Miami this past offseason. They also added Kyle Arrington and Brashard Perriman, the wide receiver, that everybody really is high on coming out of college this past year. So basically, they've not lost too many of their major pieces. They also drafted Carl Davis in the 3rd round, defensive tackle from Iowa, and Zadarius Smith, the defensive end from Kentucky. A lot of people feel strongly about that name. I remember his name being talked about a lot in this year's draft. Couple of questions for the Baltimore Ravens, and I guess the main question when you talk about this team is the replacement of Haloti Ngata. You talk about a run stuffer, a space eater in that middle. You don't have a lot of guys like that in the league, and he was one of the best, probably one of the top 2 or 3 in the league. So he's gone. Once again, he's gone. They drafted Timmy Jernigan in the 2014 draft in the 2nd round to kind of replace the fill gap, and everything they're saying is he looks fantastic. He's been doing great. He's had a slight issue with injuries since being in the league, but thus far this preseason, from all reports, he is looking fantastic, so maybe it won't be that much of a loss on that defensive line. All right? In that AFC North division, probably the toughest pound-for-pound division in football, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. In that AFC North division, you got Baltimore and, once again, Pittsburgh. The Cincinnati Bengals have been playing great football for the last couple of years. Then you got Cleveland. You got a little drop-off with Cleveland. But even with Cleveland, the defense for Cleveland has been playing very solid over the last couple of years. They just can't get it together offense. So clearly, in that division, man, probably, once again, the pound-for-pound toughest division in football, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, it's going to be a coin toss on who wins that division this year. So there you have it, a little conversation about the Baltimore Ravens. There you have it. What about the Dallas Cowboys? America's team. Jason Garrett back as the head coach for the squad. In my opinion, he got a reprieve last year, had a very solid year last year for the Dallas Cowboys. They actually went on did they go to the NFC Championship? I believe they did. They were first in the NFC last year, won 12 games last year. The wild card playoff game they had against the Lions, they beat them 24-20. And obviously you remember they lost in the divisional playoff game against the Packers, which a lot of people felt like that they could have won that game easily. Pro Bowlers last year, Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, probably the best offensive line in football going back into the season. DeMarco Murray was a Pro Bowler for them now with the Philadelphia Eagles. Tony Romo had another good year. He was a Pro Bowler as well. Dez Bryant. They got talent on the Dallas Cowboys. Now, listen, I'm traditionally known as a Dallas Cowboy hater. I don't deny that. As a matter of fact, I accept that and I claim it with pride. Okay? But last year, and I've been tough on Tony Romo, last year they started to put things together, and it was all because they focused more on the run and DeMarco Murray having the great year that he did have. Now, DeMarco Murray's gone, and the question is are they going to have the same production out of that backfield? They bring in Darren McFadden. The Randall kid they feel is ready to have a breakout season. So we'll see. We'll see. Funny thing about it, or strange thing about it is I think that personally Jason Garrett and Tony Romo are enamored with passing the football. So will they fall back into their ways where they depend on Tony Romo's arm as opposed to putting it in the hand of that great offensive line? And even though they don't have DeMarco Murray-type players right now, will they continue to run the football, or will they go back to the Dallas Cowboys of a couple of years ago where they lost games literally because they put it in the hands of Tony Romo? I'm telling you, Darren McFadden, been a big fan of his from day one. We know his story. He can't stay healthy. If Darren McFadden can stay healthy, I like him better than I like DeMarco Murray. I mean, it's not even a question. But, that's a big, big but. That ninja cannot stay healthy to save his life. He's real bow-legged. So maybe that's got something to do with it. I love watching him play, man. You know who he reminds me of? And I said this when he got drafted out of Arkansas by the Raiders. He reminds me so much of looking at him run and the style of running and his size and his speed. You know, he's like a track guy too. He reminds me of the Juice. He reminds me of O.J. Simpson, man. Ran the same style, man. But he can't stay healthy, so he's no O.J. Simpson. So, obviously, the Dallas Cowboys in that NFC East division, it's basically all about them, and it's all about the Philadelphia Eagles. Washington Redskins going to struggle this year. It looks like the Giants is a question mark, but it's all about the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys, man. So, there you have it, the Dallas Cowboys on the Doug Stewart Show. That weekend of September 27th is perfect for the Doug Stewart Show weekend because that's the weekend that the Falcons travel to Jerry's World to take on the Dallas Cowboys. There are a ton of Dallas Cowboy fans from the home state, South Carolina. Obviously here in Atlanta, Falcons fans going to rise up. So that's interesting. And it's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be crazy. So go online at tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. That's tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. The viewing/day party that Sunday is free. You heard me. It's free. But we only have space for about 150 people. So you have to go ahead and claim your spot. So go to tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. Real funky balcony, rooftop deck type setting, big ass screen TVs, and it's going to be crazy, man. So make sure you go to tdssweekend.eventbrite.com and party with the live Atlanta folk, with the live South Carolina people. It's going to be crazy. As a matter of fact, the club's name or the lounge's name is Mardi Gras Cafe and Lounge. So it's got a Louisiana style theme to its kitchen. They're going to have a menu with some low country staples as far as food as well, drink specials, food specials. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So book the spot right now at tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. When we get back from the break, we're going to wrap up today's show. I'll read a little bit more of your chat, and I'm going to get you set for the 2 Live Stews tomorrow morning on 640 WGST. Yes. Yeah. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Let me tell you about Travel by Stats. Travel by Stats delivers premium travel packages and provide excellence by focusing on assuring that their tour itinerary is clear. For destinations they've never taken, they even take the trip in advance of the actual one you're about to take. This ensures everybody has a great experience. They've been around since 1988 and have been operating here in Atlanta since 2000, starting from the ground up, but they now boast of a team operating in 5 states. Travel by Stats not only specializes in Caribbean destinations, they also provide a variety of reasonable, cost-efficient events by land, air, or sea. One of their big things is sports travel for football fanatics who live in Metro Atlanta. That's the fun way to go anyway. Here's some of their upcoming list of events. Giants at Cowboys, Falcons at Giants, Falcons at Cowboys, Cowboys at Saints, Patriots at Cowboys, and many, many more. Contact them at 855-266-6675, extension 700, for the owner, Maritza Wilmer. Again, that's 855-266-6675, extension 700. If you mention my name, Doug Stewart, you'll receive an extra 10% off your package. Travel by Stats. Where they don't sell travel, they sell fun. We're back. The Two Live Stews are back on air every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on WGST. It's sports talk with hot sauce. Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen, at Hagen-Law.com for making it happen.
640 WGST in Atlanta. Search 640 WGST on iHeartRadio worldwide.
Yes! Only a few more preseason games to go before the regular season kicks off, and you could start the season by winning $2 million in Week 1 at DraftKings.com, America's favorite one-week fantasy football site. It's the biggest fantasy football contest ever. $10 million in prizes are up for grabs, including $2 million for first place and $1 million for second. 1 week fantasy means no season-long commitments. It's fantasy football on demand. Play where you want, when you want, with the players you want. Just pick your players, pile up the points, and pick up your cash. That's it. You've never experienced football like this. Every game feels like the playoffs, even in Week 1. And every broken tackle or spectacular catch could take you closer to a $2 million prize. This isn't fantasy as usual. This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time. Hurry to DraftKings.com now and use promo code Spreaker to play free for a shot at $2 million in the Week 1 Millionaire Maker. Enter Spreaker for free entry now at DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com. Penis tastes better boiled.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to begin our study of the male erection. We are adults. Now, I want everybody together to go ahead and say, penis, penis, penis.
Penis tastes better. Penis tastes better. Penis tastes better boiled.
Come on, y'all, say it.
No, man. P-nuts. I'm trying to say it as slow as I can. P-nuts. P-E-A-N-U-T-S. P-nuts. Y'all know what the hell I was saying.
Come on, y'all, say it.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. And it's time for the Boiled Penis Award. Now, if you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, you might be saying to yourself, what's this all about, these boiled peanuts? All right, it's a long story. It's a long story. We're not going to get into the details of it, but bottom line, the Boiled Penis Award goes out to the Buster of the Week. And that could be sports, entertainment, or whatever. And it's derived from something that happened on the show many, many months back. I don't understand what these people are saying and what happened particularly about this thing. But something happened. They misunderstood what I was saying and took it for something else. I don't know. Something real crazy. I don't know. Ask them in the chat room. They'll tell you. Thus was born the Boiled Penis Award. It's a long story behind it. So I asked them in the chat room. And so every Friday we give out the Boiled Penis Award. Usually we have about 4 or 5. Maybe 6 nominees. Tree usually has been nominated week in and week out, the producers of the show, but she wasn't this week. We only have one nominee, and this is only in, tradition that we're doing this today, but I mentioned it earlier. But Roger Goodell is your only nominee. Once again, for losing this appeal to Tom Brady, not being able to put together a good enough case, trying to be this heavy-handed disciplinarian towards the players. And once again, for the sixth time in a row, Roger Goodell looking like a fool. That's the title of today's show. Goodell looking like a fool, Shawty. He is. I just throw Shawty in there because this is Atlanta and that's how they talk. So Roger Goodell looking like a fool. And without further ado, man, this week's Bald Penis Award goes to... we might as well make it official and do the drum roll and everything. It goes to Roger Goodell. I mean, I've been saying it for years, man. Buster. If anybody deserves some bald penis, he does. And he wins it this week. Looking absolutely crazy. Only people in America happy today are Boston fans, sports fans, the Patriots fans, Tom Brady fans, in which there are a lot of them. There are a lot of Tom Brady fans, and I was a Tom Brady fan. I think he's a good quarterback. I don't know how great he is. I can't tell now. I question everything the guy's done now, with this whole Deflategate stuff, and trying to play innocent, play stupid. Like he doesn't know what happened, man. You know what happened. But you got away with it. They really didn't have they didn't have no concrete proof. So I get it. I don't care one way or the other. You a buster and your commissioner a buster. Let's go over and read some of this chat here, man, on the Doug Stewart Show. I think the last segment I kind of intimated that we were done with the show. And, yeah, I did that by mistake because I lost track of time. So let me read more of your chat here, man. Thank you for the chat. From Grego, Puppet Factory stated that RG3 should go to the Seahawks because Carroll will let him be who he is, but ninjas will fight in that locker room. What do you mean by the ninjas going to fight in that locker room? They already got supposedly an issue with Russell Wilson. Yeah, Russell Wilson and RG3, very similar in personality. Yeah. That would be interesting if he went to Seattle. And yeah, that's a good point. The reason why the thought is that he would go to Seattle is because Pete Carroll lets players be who they are, and that's a good fit for any player, but in particular a guy with a particular set of skills, like the Taken guy. He has a particular set of skills, and Pete Carroll embraces that type of thing seemingly. From Clay Davis's Sheed Advisor, did I hear Doug say DeMaurice Smith is owning Roger Goodell? Don't think. The last CBA deal gave Goodell all that power to begin with, and players are still not being paid properly. Clay Davis's Sheet Advisor, I hear what you're saying, and the point you're making is true to a degree, but that was then. I'm talking about recent history, bruh. Roger Goodell has been spanked by DeMaurice Smith in the Players Union over the last year and a half. There's no denying that. Now, I don't want to make it sound like I'm bumping for DeMaurice Smith with the deal that they agreed to with the owners. It's a bad deal. I said it from day one. It's a bad deal. But the players were more concerned about not getting more games. It was all a big negotiation type thing. So the players are more concerned about getting guaranteed money, bigger contracts, more of the TV revenue, and not playing more games. Those were the things that they were talking about that they were more concerned about. And the players, at the end of the day, the players thought that they had won. When you talk about this whole conversation about, laying out suspensions and fines and Roger Goodell having absolute power, yeah, it looks bad now, but I promise you, at the time that it happened, the players were happy. They agreed to it. They agreed to it. I think that the league had more bargaining and more leverage, more bargaining power and more leverage. And players, once again, these players, man, when you start taking away their checks and you're talking about striking, man, they really, at the end of the day, don't have the power that the owners do. seemingly over history. You know what happens in the NBA when the owners in the NBA start threatening they're gonna start taking back checks. Then you got cats like Latrell Sprewell and Josh Smith talking about I need that money and I'm gonna lose money and this, that, and the other. So I get what you're saying, but nah, bruh. I'm talking about recent history. Yeah, Roger Goodell won that, and ultimately that meant a lot towards the negotiations and everything you have in the relationship between the players and owners. But the record shows that DeMaurice Smith is kicking his ass over the last couple of years, bro, in these types of discussions. From Al Thompson, Goodell might get 100% of BPA votes today. Yeah, I just read that. I'm kind of behind on the chat and not being able to read a ton of chat today. Tree isn't here to prepare it for me and, package it for me real nice, so I'm not able to get to a ton of it like I normally am. From Ronald Cameron, DeMaurice Smith ethered ESPN's lethal analyst Roger Cossack yesterday. Yeah, they were talking about that this morning. I didn't see it happen yesterday. DeMaurice Smith called Cossack an idiot, maybe, in some kind of way. Now, both of these guys are lawyers, okay? And we had Roger Cossack on our show back in the day on the Two Live Stews. Real good guy. Actually used to have a conversation with him every once in a while when we were up there at the Puppet Factory at ESPN. So I don't got nothing against him, but I could hear DeMaurice. Maybe I would try to find that online somewhere. DeMaurice Smith knows his stuff. I mean, that brother is sharp. It's as simple as that. I mean, he is sharp. So they said DeMaurice Smith called him an idiot or something, or said something he said was idiotic. I don't know exactly how the story went down, but I did hear about that. From Thorny Switch, because he's not great, but again, he can pray over my bills any day. I don't know exactly what they're talking about there. From J.B. Jennings, DeMaurice Smith just sitting back laughing because he continues to whoop Goodell's ass. Exactly. From Leon, DeMaurice Smith hates Goodell. I'm going to say this. Personality-wise, DeMaurice Smith got that edge about him, man. Like, DeMaurice Smith is like a man after my own heart. He's real proper with it now. He's very polished. That's the best word I can use. He's very polished, but he got some hustle in him, He got some gangster in him, and so it comes across very brash sometimes, which I like that as well. I'm a big fan of that dude. I am a big fan of that dude. He dresses real nice, always wearing custom-made suits, tailored suits. From Vince Wright, Tebow looked okay last night. He will land on the team, I think. I think he might make it based on the conversation I'm hearing out there in the sports world. From Fatboy McCoon, I'm watching the replay of Georgia Tech and Alcorn. Alcorn was hype as hell. They thought they had a chance. Is that necessary, bruh? I mean, why you got to bring up old-ish? I know it was just last night, but why you got to bring up old stuff, man? So, yeah, Georgia Tech gets pounded, or Georgia Tech pounds Alcorn State last night from the SWAC. I always show love to my HBCU programs, man. But that was just a money game. And in those type of games, man, this is, in fact, the glorified scrimmage where they put on uniforms and they invite the fans out. Georgia Tech beat them by 60. I think Georgia Tech at the end of the first quarter was up like 37-0. So it was just bad. It was putrid. So ball award to them. And I understand a lot of these programs, man, doing what they have to do to make a big paycheck. I remember a couple of years ago, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, my South Carolina State Bulldogs went and played on the road. They played Texas A&M. Yeah. And this is when I think Johnny Manziel was it was Johnny Manziel's rookie year. This is like 2 or 3 years ago. Or Johnny Manziel's freshman year. And we got destroyed. We lost by like 60, 70 points, man. And it's amazing how much of a difference, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, it's amazing how much of a difference 2 inches in height and 15 pounds in weight and 1 or 2 ticks of talent make on a field. We played Clemson a couple of years ago, man, and both games that we played against those big-time schools, man, we got like 8, 9 guys injured. A couple of guys lost for the year. So it's this thing where it's give or take. Yeah, we want to go and make this big payday and get $100,000 just for playing one game, being somebody else's patsy. But is it really worth it at the end of the day that you getting guys killed? I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of it. I mean, before I used to be a big fan of that type of thing, man. But after seeing what's happened over the last couple of years, you remember FAMU played, who was it FAMU played? FAMU played somebody like Florida, or maybe it was Ohio State or somebody big like that, and they lost like 80-0. And it was ugly. And I'm just not a fan of that stuff no more, man. I mean, is it really worth the money to get humiliated? You knew it was going to happen. And I know a lot of the programs from some of these smaller schools are struggling with finances. I get it. But basically, you sending your kids out there to get slaughtered. I'm telling you, 2 inches. 2 inches in height, 15 pounds in weight is probably the average difference. And once again, 2 or 3 ticks of talent. That goes a long way to getting your ass kicked on the football field. When we get back from the break, we'll wrap up today's show. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. We're back. The 2 Live Stews are back on air every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on WGST. It's sports talk with hot sauce. Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen, at Hagen-Law.com for making it happen.
640 WGST in Atlanta. Search 640 WGST on iHeartRadio worldwide.
Yes! In life, things happen, good and bad. And being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, what I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and #1 independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! Meet me at the club. It's going down. Meet me in the A. It's going down. Meet me in Atlanta. That's right. The weekend of September 26, 2015, we are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the Doug Stewart Show, Stewies! And it's going to be crazy. We got a whole list of events scheduled for the entire weekend. That's going to be so fun. Come celebrate with your boy. Starting out Friday night, man, with a meet and greet party at the Artist Den downtown ATL. Late Friday night, it's the Fella Soiree at T's Gentlemen's Club in Buckhead. Saturday morning, the TDSS Golf Shootout at North Fulton Golf Club downtown ATL. Saturday night, the main event, the all-black party at the Doubletree Hotel in Buckhead. And Sunday, the Falcons versus Cowboys viewing/day party on the rooftop lounge at Mardi Gras Cafe, downtown ATL. It's going to be fantastic, man. You've been looking for a reason to come to Atlanta. Here's your perfect reason. Get all the details at tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. Once again, it's tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. See you in Atlanta. The 1-year anniversary of the Doug Stewart Show. Yes! Yes, sir. All right, so y'all be careful out there this weekend on them streets. Don't forget, Monday is going to be a best of the Doug Stewart Show. Hell, it's Labor Day weekend, okay? So we got to celebrate the holiday as well here on TDSS, on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. So Monday will be a best of show. So if you're just riding around in your car and looking for something to do, still tune in. As a matter of fact, I'm asking you to just tune in. Just so we can get, keep our numbers going with that. So just tune in, man. Chime in. I know a lot of times whenever I do a best of show, we air a best of show. A lot of the Stewies just still come in and talk. I mean, it's kind of like a family once again. So Monday will be a best of the Doug Stewart Show. Same time, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. I saw my man Vince. I just posted something in the chat, Vince. Vince is coming down from Minnesota. I think maybe this might be Vince's first time in ATL, the weekend of September 26th for the Doug Stewart Show weekend. You asked what's a good place to take your wife to kind of impress her? There's several places, but the first one that popped in my mind, and I always tell people that come from out of town that's trying to impress a lady, take your wife to 2 Urban Licks. You're not going to get a lot of food on your plate. But what's that word? Ambiance? The ambiance is off the chain, and I'm not getting paid by them or anything like that to say. But, yeah, every once in a while on a special occasion, I'll take my wife out there, man. It's real sexy. The ambiance, once again, is just real nice. 2 Urban Licks. Got a strange name. I don't know what the origin of that is. But and the food isn't bad. The food is good. It's very good. They just don't give you a lot. You know, if you want a lot, you need to go to Gladys Knight's. Chicken and waffles. Or one of these buffet places, a Piccadilly or something like that. But you're not going to get a ton of food over there. And the problem with Gladys Knight's Chicken and Waffles for all of my tourists coming in town, out-of-towners for the Doug Stewart Show weekend, the problem with Gladys Knight's Chicken and Waffles is your ass going to wait an hour and a half before you even get in there, which is so ridiculous to me. I mean, hell, it's just chicken and waffles. I mean, their marketing department there, man, has created some type of frenzy around that restaurant that's just unbelievable to me. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's not great. It's good. But people literally stand outside, and when you drive by there, people stand outside of Gladys Knight's Chicken and Waffles for over an hour just before they even get in. It's a very small place. It's not a lot of seating for my people from the ATL and from people, my old school people that used to live in Atlanta and don't anymore. Gladys Knight's Chicken and Waffles is in the same place where Shark Bar used to be at, the Shark Bar, which had it going on for many, many years when I first moved to Atlanta. Not first, probably the late 90s, or not late 90s, early 2000s. Early 2000s, Shark Bar had it going on. Yeah, man. I mean, it's good. I don't got nothing against Gladys and her chicken and waffles. I don't have anything against them. But I ain't standing outside for nobody that long. I'm just not. I am not going to do it, man. I'm not going to do it. I mean, it's good, but it ain't that damn good. From Leon, thing about Gladys Knight's, my mother can cook that food just as good as or better. Yeah, it's nothing like special. And they give you, I've been in there a couple of times. They give you a waffle and they give you chicken wings. They don't give you no big-ass breasts or nothing like that. They give you chicken wings and waffles. It's chicken wings and waffles, and okay, it's okay. From Rough Buff, he says Gladys Knight's is very overrated. From Grego, your ass gonna wait outside and it's a homeless people will approach. Yeah. There's a lot of overrated. You remember Sylvia's? No disrespect to the great Sylvia. I think she's dead. The famous soul food restaurant in Harlem, New York. I've been to the Sylvia's in New York, and I've also been. Sylvia's was here in Atlanta. I don't think they're still here. Sylvia's was also here in Atlanta too, and overrated too, man. I can name you 10 soul food restaurants in Atlanta that you need to go to before you would have wanted to go to Sylvia's. Let's see, off the top of my head. Write this down, Vince. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Write this down. Pascal's in the West End. That's real classy soul food. A lot of history behind that restaurant. Big Daddy's restaurant off of Campbellton Road. Good. Even This Is It Barbecue. They got like a chain of soul food restaurants in Metro Atlanta. JJ's Rib Shack. Now, if you want, that's another thing. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. This is my city. Man, I love me some ATL. Now, when I used to eat pork, and I haven't eaten pork for about 6 years now. When I used to eat pork, some people will tell you Fat Max and Buckhead. Fat Max is good too. But if you want old school, country hood ribs that you bite your damn fingers off for, JJ's Rib Shack in the Swats. I'm telling you. Now, you're going to, not as long as Gladys Knight, but you're going to wait a long-ass time to get your ribs from JJ's. I think at one time you could call them in, or maybe you couldn't. Maybe I'm thinking about another place. But, yeah, you're going to wait a minute to get your ribs, but I'm telling you, You gonna bite your damn fingers off them ribs so good at JJ's Rib Shack, man. I'm telling you. So, yeah, Pascal's, Big Daddy's, This Is It. This Is It is known for their rib tips. And I'm sorry I got on this little diatribe about ATL soul food spots, but this is what I do. So if you go to This Is It, that's kind of like a chain. They've been very successful here, black-owned in the city. And they've got probably like 3 or 4 locations, man, maybe even more than that. And the rib tips, that's what they advertise. The rib tips are to die for. Yeah, and rib tips so good, make you slap your mama. And This Is It. So that's quicker. That's kind of more like fast food. You go in there and you get it relatively quick. You know, they have to prepare it and everything. But, yeah, This Is It got it going on. Fine dining, fine soul food dining. It's Pascal's. I mean, it's not even a question. I think that might even be the only what I would consider fine dining soul food restaurant in the city. Maybe there's another one. I don't know about it. But, yeah, I mean, ask me. Maybe in preparation, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, maybe in preparation for TDSS weekend, I'll tell you the top 5 tourist things you need to do in Atlanta. If you're coming from out of town, like my man Big Vince, like Rel Scott's coming from Philadelphia. Yeah, maybe I'll do that the week before. Maybe Tree needs to remind me of that. I need to write a note to myself to do that prior to the weekend of the Doug Stewart Show weekend. Yeah, it's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be absolutely crazy. I'm very excited about it, man. I'm very excited. Yes, sir. Hey, man, y'all be careful out there in them streets this weekend. Don't forget, set your alarm clock. Or your phone these days. Set your phone, man, for tomorrow morning, 11 a.m., 640 WGST, right here in ATL. As well as on iHeartRadio, the return of the Two Large Stews. Yes, sir. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be good, man. So make sure and tune in and tell your friends, all right? Shouts out to the Tree of Life, even though she isn't here today. Thank you, Tree, for all that you do. Waterhead Walter, Dwayne Vasson, and Gerald Oliveri, my engineers. Thank you guys so much, man. Without you, there'd be no me. Shouts out to all of the Stewies, man. Get your tickets. Come on to ATL. Get some of the Southern hospitality. TDSSweekend.eventbrite.com. Once again, it's TDSSweekend.eventbrite.com. And that's what's up. Don't forget, Monday is a best of show, but a best of show on the Doug Stewart Show is better than live shows. Trust me on that, all right? So, same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel on Monday. Be careful out there. Once again, peace.